Sanibonani bafethu. Yeah, igama sicelo kaDlamini as always. Yeah man, I think isikhathi enough sesindlulile for me to to have grieved and moaned and cried and laughed about it. So yeah, I thought let me just post this reaction quickly. So number one, congrats to Pito. Grootmane, you've done great work. Umsebenzi wakho uyazikhulumela. As someone okhulayo in South Africa and someone who aspires to achieve great things internationally, we inspiration for man. So sakbongela. Right. Let me address this thing quickly, Bafet, before I go into my reaction. If you support any other team except a team that is participating in a certain competition, you should not feel obliged to support that team that is participating in a certain competition, be it locally, continentally, or otherwise. The only team that we should be obliged to support is the Bafana team as a whole country. If you support football, sure, you'll watch football, but you don't need to support. So that's not in hostage, perfect. It's not in hostage, and there's not have expectation. Yeah, my team is flying the flag, and therefore everyone should be behind that flag. No, if it's not Bafana, then no. And then yeah, let's come to reaction with it. Firstly, you need to understand, Wuti, I'm the first one to criticize the team. I was disappointed with the season that we've lost last season or the season before this one. I was disappointed with the season, but I won't lie to you. I did not expect the Chiefs to go as far as it went to CAF, just based on Formiabo when they were playing locally and in some of the games. Because if you look at how they played Wydad, I did not expect them to go through Bandluli Wydad. I did not expect them to Bashai Simba with 4 goals at home, and then I did not expect that. So for them to go as far as they did, it was not something that I expected, and therefore I'm proud of the boys for what they did. I'm proud of what they achieved. Did I want them to win? Of course I wanted them to win. Did I expect them to win? No, I did not expect them to win. Did I hope with win? Sure. Based on some of the Ama games in Mabugele Chiefs, especially this past season and most of it was just hope. I hope the Chiefs win. I hope we get into the top 8. I hope. Because I did not have an expectation. So just based on that and what they achieved in Africa, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Whether we agree or not agree, it was huge for them to go as far as they did. This being their first participation in the Champions League, to go this far. So no one can take that away from them. No one can take that away, and no one should take that away. But also, we should not overlook the fact that by losing, they lost the game. And therefore, when it comes to the game, it shows you, Uguti, there's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that needs to be improved, be it playing, be it players, be it whatever. There's a lot that Chiefs needs to invest in to improve the club, to improve and play Africa and compete Africa in the final. Because we've seen they can compete in the group stages, they can compete in the knockouts. Now they need to build a team that will compete in the finals, because they did not compete last night. They played, but they did not compete. As guys, I'm excusing a red card. Ntwana ends a mistake that any other player could have done. I took a red card. But that does not change the result at the end of the day. You don't say, Uguti, yeah, it's a red card and therefore we deserve the gold medal. No. You got a red card, you still need to play until the completion of the game. And so just based on that, just based on his into Chiefs I fully agree with the Chiefs needs to invest a lot of time and money. Because if you look at Abo Sundowns has been a good team for a number of years. Yeah, that family, they were a good team, but they could never compete Africa. Ulokozana came through and put a lot of money into Sundowns, but still they couldn't compete Africa. It is only when Pito came in and he did what he did in terms of his strategy, in terms of how he bought players, in terms of how he played, that he went on to take that competition seriously, and he went on to win it, and he went on to make Sundowns the team that it is in terms of competing in Africa. And therefore other teams should learn. CAF Champions League is not MTN 8. It's not the Nedbank Cup, with all due respect. Lapayana, you play players who have seen it, who have done it, who have tactics, who have tricks to win games. And therefore you need to invest. You need to put in that much time, and the experience counts. So first time final, they don't have experience. That's a huge stage. Crowd or no crowd, that's a huge stage. But anyway, let's move on to something else. As in Shilo, I'm proud of Chiefs and what they achieved in terms of Ugo Africa. But there's a lot of things that need to be addressed in KAIZERCHIEFs. So I'm standing here, and this is Epiphany Ground. I want you to see this. So this is Epiphany Ground. This is the field that we fought for, if you say that as a community. This is the field that we made sure no private investors buys this thing, right? We did this for years. We did it for years. And then this year, if not last year late, it was announced the KAIZERCHIEFs family bought it, which is a good thing, right? I was happy as part of the community, because it goes into the hands of someone you think would do something better with it. But they haven't done anything with it. We don't know their plans. They haven't said anything to the community based on, like, let's have I don't know, even a memo that goes out to the Ilokozana and says, guys, we bought this land, and our thoughts and our ideas and our, this is what we foresee for this land. They have not done that. Last night I posted a video on my Facebook page, and these were fans who were singing around the house. Epiphany. They were singing outside the house, Epiphany, right? Singing before the game. This is like maybe 7:30 to 8. So the curfew is not in place yet at the time. It was 4 or 5 people. 4 or 5. I can't even name those people, but I won't. But I can name them, right? And as I was recording, I'm thinking to myself, no, this is the base Chiefs. This is the foundation Chiefs. This is where Chiefs was formed. This is where the chairman was raised. He started playing football in these streets here. This is not the number of supporters that the Chiefs should be having pre-game important country. It's not right. So I implore or ask or plead, Uguti, the Chiefs should do better. They need to do better with the community hub. You need to do better. These are people who've watched this brand become what it is, who have stories for days of how this team started, of the movements, the people who used to come here and stay at this house, and and all of those things. They have stories for days, and yet you don't acknowledge them, and yet you do not have presence in your own base. There's not even Ilokozan, what you call these things, supporters group. There's nothing there. A branch, there's no branch like Epiphany. Don't tell me about Greater Soweto or Orlando West branch. There needs to be a Epiphany branch. There needs to be a branch like Epiphany. There needs to be something that says, Uguti, this is the home of the KAIZERCHIEFs, the biggest club in the land. Not this kind of pose. Check this. This is embarrassing. So I ask Uguti, let the team do better. Let the club do better. Build a legacy here. Show your legacy here. Show Uguti Kalela. Show Uguti Waziwala. Show Uguti you are the son of this area. That's all. That's it for me. Other than that, Bafethu, we come Dlamini, catching a diski. We'll be coming back beginning of October, August. So it's called my signings and looking at that who signed who signed who, and yeah, so we start my episode to leading into the season. So we're going to check it out. It will be coming back. Like my page on Facebook, I'm there on Twitter, and Instagram is called Signing out, Sicelo Kadlana.